Hello, everybody. We are performing a hostile takeover of Sparks of the Paranormal.
I can't get over that chair.
I know. Sound effects brought to you by Toni.
I know. That's great.
So, you guys want to introduce yourselves? I think everybody in here knows you, but
Go
why
ahead,
not?
Kassy. You start it.
Me? Okay, so hi guys, my name is Kassy. I'm with Willow Paranormal, and I'm from Canada, Ontario, to be specific.
All right.
Toni.
Hi, I'm Toni with Haunted Expeditions from Tennessee.
Nice. And I'm Maryann from Tipatv out here in Utah, home of the Utardians.
And I am Keisha with Sparks of the Paranormal. I do exist. I'm not his imaginary friend.
And we love you.
Sure you
So, this was kind of just a random idea, ladies' night. I wanted to, everybody's so supportive in the paranormal world, and especially the women. So, I wanted to kind of highlight that and highlight, the friendship. I think I would call it a friendship that everybody has. And you guys were so awesome to all join and be so excited about it. So, I wanted to start with any kind of specific paranormal story that you have that you feel you might have experienced differently because you are a woman. So, Maryann, start with you.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the things that comes to mind first, we were going to explore a place up here called Asylum 49. It was actually a hospital, medical hospital, not an asylum hospital. And I didn't know, this was one of my first times in. I wasn't really familiar with the building and what rooms did what. We went into this one area and I started just cramping and doubling over in pain. And I was like, oh my gosh, I hurt so bad. What the heck's going on? It was labor and delivery. And I guarantee guys don't get that kind of feeling when you go through.
No.
If they're sensitive or anything. It started taking your breath away. It was just like, you could time it. And,
wow.
And they said, hey, you're in labor and delivery. And I'm like, oh, it makes sense.
Can we be somewhere else now?
Yes. I pretty much did. I was like, let's go to OR. That's fine.
Wow. John, shut up. Do pay attention.
Do you have that pan at the ready?
I don't. And he's around. I can't even see him. He's got himself around the corner. So.
I love you, John.
That was her last farewell. All right, Kassy, how about you? Do you have anything specific?
Yeah, not necessarily investigating because I haven't been able to get there yet. But at the Old Fort Erie, we did a ghost tour, and we had walked into this one area of the fort, and then I felt like someone touched my leg, and so I kind of I was like, okay, I acknowledged it, but I was like, okay. And then the tour guide started talking about how the kids who used to live on the fort. So I believe that was partly maybe a child too. Also when I was at the Screaming Tunnels, if you guys have that episode up right now, and I don't know if there was kids necessarily there, but I felt like they were touching my hand or my finger too, at a short level. Was it my shoulder or whatnot? So potentially maybe because I am a mom and a woman,
Yeah. That's
felt comfortable around you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Maybe you give off the mom vibe.
Yeah.
Probably
with having 5 children. It's
just wow, you're brave.
Mm.
What about you, Toni?
My first, I'd have to say, it would be when I had when I was first seeing a full body apparition. I was at a B&B and they were doing a ghost walk. We were in one of the rooms and we heard a knock and we thought it was another group fixing to come into that room. So I went out to check to see, who it was and tell them, we'll be just a minute and go out there and there's nobody there. And I go further out the hallway and I see this woman in white just walk across and just go down the steps. And I'm like, the heck was that? So I go to the steps. There's nothing there, of course. So I go to the next step thinking they just walked on past the first step. And the only person that was there was a guy. And I was like, okay, that's not who I seen. So I still can't explain it. I went downstairs to see if I seen anybody dressed in white. There was no one dressed in white. So I can't explain who it was. And of course, I didn't have anything to capture what I seen at the time.
Were you alone when that happened?
I was the only one that seen it, but there was others back in the room. We all heard the knock, but nobody else seen the apparition.
Wow. Okay. I saw some new people join just now. Queen Laura TV, hello. I am not using my hillbilly voice, Queen Laura, so you'll be disappointed. I'm usually much rednecker than this. Just E, hello. And what the paranormal, hi.
Hi, Amy.
So mine is a little bit like yours, Kassy, in that ever since we started using the Necrophonic app, when John will say, who's this person? And it started, Toni, at the tunnels when we were together. I get mom every time. Repeatedly. That's mom. That's mom. So it's like I give off that mom vibe too, I think. And then everybody's like, oh, I know her. That's the mom feel. So I'm not complaining. That's a good thing, I guess. Make them feel at ease.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. All right. Well, I was going to ask y'all about mom guilt, but apparently I'm the only one that feels that. And what I mean by that is feeling guilty about going out and investigating and leaving your kids at home. So I'm going to stop that. I'm going to stop feeling guilty, and I'm going to be glad to get away.
Well, sometimes you just need a break.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I look at it. I felt guilty for many years, like not even paranormal, just going out, and I realized, I'm like, wait, I gotta stop this,
Yeah.
Yeah. I think back in the beginning for me, I think I did feel a little bit of that when my daughter was younger and I was a single parent. That was hard because you were living with people that weren't really necessarily family. You could trust them, but
Yeah.
I think I felt a little bit more of that earlier than I do now. Now they're teenagers and I'm like, peace out, yo. I'm done. I need a break from you guys. And since we're doing it for a YouTube channel, it's now a business. And so now I'm in work mode. This is like I'm going to a day job, you just got to go do it. So I think it's a different mentality now that they're older and for the purpose that we're doing it. Rather, before it was more just for fun, and that I had more guilt for because it was for fun, and I felt like I couldn't have fun.
Mine started the first night I left. I was gone all night, and they were here by themselves all night. Which mine are teenagers too. Mine are older. My oldest one's 17, so I mean they're plenty old enough. But I'd never left them at home alone before overnight. So that's where that came from. So, paranormal ladies, why in entertainment, I have to correct this because of Josh, in entertainment, do women not make it as big as men do in the paranormal community?
That's a really good question.
It is.
That's a really good question.
And if anybody in the chat has any answers for that, you're welcome to too. You guys have any thoughts on that?
I'm going to say maybe because they don't take us as serious. I think it just in everyday work, they don't take women as serious in normal jobs. So why paranormal, I think, is just the same way. I don't think people take us seriously as like a lead to investigate, you know what I mean? Or take be a front person for a team or whatever. I just, yeah.
So I think it could be because women are the fan base. Maybe
be.
more women are watching than men, and women are going to want to watch men. Maybe.
I kind of feel like, and I could be wrong here too, but I kind of feel like there is a subconscious psychology thing going on where men are the authority figures, and we've been brought up to watch the men as the men have to, the men are the comedians. You don't see a lot of women that
That's
are very,
true.
you know.
Yeah.
So same type of thing. You don't see, you know, you don't see women breaking that kind of mold. And I'm not saying we don't have the same opportunities, we do, but I just still think it's kind of a little bit subconsciously ingrained in people. We're just so used to seeing that it's just weird to see something different. And a lot of people end up, you know, not taking women seriously, because then, like in the teaching field, I heard this a lot. They had a hard time hiring women teachers because they knew they were there for 1 or 2 years. They get pregnant, they go and raise their families, and they're never back. And I think people just kind of think, well, you're just not going to be here for the long haul, so whatever, you know.
Yeah.
And it makes it hard. You work twice as hard to get through, you know.
Yeah.
Or we have too many emotions. We're too emotional. We're too, you know.
Or maybe we have to prove ourselves for longer. Like, no, we're here to stay.
Well,
Yeah.
also you see more women being like psychic mediums and stuff more than in a lead role.
Right.
Yep. Brought in as a support.
Exactly. Yep.
And the feelings role.
The feelings.
Yeah.
Which is interesting though, because back in the beginning of our paranormal days, Josh would, it was kind of a joke. He'd say, you know, I'm the tech because I don't have feelings, you know, meaning like I don't go in and I feel stuff, and you know, and he does, but not like a lot of women would go in and be like, holy smokes, do you feel that? No, you know, he just, and so I think there's a point there too where certain connections will come through differently to me as a woman versus him.
Mm-hmm.
And vice versa. I mean, there's certain responses he'll get better than I will too, but just that the energy, we're made up different, you know, our energies are different.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So knowing that we're made different, who is more likely to get scared and run, men or women?
Men.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
You think?
I do. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We might feel more, but if you'll pay attention to all the videos out there, men are more often running away. Women are like, usually, this is uncomfortable, but they don't really jump, scream, run.
Are we talking about entertainment?
This is going to be across the board. I'm going to make that statement across the board.
Okay. I hadn't really thought about that. I'm like going back in my brain to think about that.
Yeah. Not that I don't love all the men in the paranormal community too. I do. You guys are awesome.
What?
And I'm really appreciative that this community is not like
What?
society.
How loud is it going?
Queen Laura says, Jared, he runs from everything.
And John, you might not have ever ran, but you do jump and freak out. So
That is true.
drop everything and run. So being that this community is different though, and everybody's so supportive, I'm very thankful for that, because the competitiveness that women have is vicious, like in the workforce, just in society, being social. Women compete with each other, and I haven't really noticed that here at all. Everybody's so supportive. Do y'all agree with that?
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, I think so. To a point, yeah.
Yeah, to a point. It's definitely different. It's definitely different than other avenues that I've been around.
And you're always going to have the outliers that are out there. But I mean, for the most part, and especially the ones that are out there in front of the camera doing investigations, they're so quick to support everybody else that's doing the same thing.
Yeah.
It's probably because we all know what it takes to be in the trenches. You know,
Yeah.
Mhm.
it's a lot of work. Women are competitive. Yeah, it's a new thing. It's totally new.
Completely new.
Yeah.
Oh, I just
So
made my-
new I made it up.
Rest, just rest now.
I agree, Queen Laura.
Yeah.
Whoever's down. But I've seen a bunch of panels like this of all men, so now we've got panels of all women. Just keeping it fair.
Yeah.
I hate you.
Who said I hate you?
I'm hearing voices from somewhere.
Toni, is that Sam talking?
Hold on. Hey,
I'm only
Oops.
competitive when it comes to Yahtzee.
Bryce.
I'm with you there. I'm serious about my board games, man. I'll tell you.
I'm pretty competitive with board games, except for Monopoly. I just hate that game and get tired of it.
It takes too long.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't have that kind of patience. John says Sam's gonna die. Did you kill Sam, Toni?
No, it wasn't Sam. It was actually my son.
Oh, is he alive and breathing?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's playing a game, so you can hear him in the other room.
Oh, look, somebody else's pair of chicks after dark. I didn't know anything about that.
Hmm.
Now I do.
Yeah, that's cool. I've never heard it either. It's awesome.
We get nuts in there. That's what we like to do. That'd be pretty crazy. Crow.
Oh boy.
I don't know about that one, dude. No, thank you. Oh, this is a good point Ronnie made. Women and men make great teams. Best of both sides. I agree, and we're kind of all doing that. All four of us.
Mhm.
Because Kassy, your husband is going with you most times, right?
Yeah, it depends on the location. So my first two videos were with my husband just because we were in a hotel. So it was like a date night. So that's also kind of how I was away from the children. And then Screaming Tunnels with my friend Reese. Like she was one of my classmates and we met and we both love paranormal. So she was helping me. So she's actually going to probably team up most of the time and my husband will kind of jump in. But yeah, my husband, and he's funny because you're talking about like where men don't feel anything. Like we were at the, what's it called? At the Old Fort Erie. And I'm like, do you feel anything? He's like, nope. I'm like, okay. And I'm just like, oh, it's so funny. But yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And you can tell, like, he's adorable, but you can tell he doesn't really buy it. And that,
yeah, he's like, it's funny because, okay, and this is another thing. We grew up hardcore in the church. We still are.
Yeah.
So like his viewpoints are starting to shift a bit too. So it's kind of, that's where he's, I think where he's a skeptic the most, where our viewpoints, you know what I mean? So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I totally get that. Bye, Jared.
Bye.
I grew up Pentecostal and in a very traditional sort of town where that kind of, you don't talk about that kind of stuff. But what's funny is the old timers from when I was growing up would talk about rituals and traditions, and this place was steeped in witchcraft and that kind of ideology that they carried with them, but you don't say that's what it is. It's tradition. As long as it's tradition, it's fine.
Interesting.
It's something else. Yeah.
Interesting. It's all about the label, huh?
It's about the label.
Interesting.
Yeah. So now everybody that grew up here that's my age is like able to put two and two together. And everybody I've told what I'm doing, I'm back in my hometown. I've been gone for like 3 years. Everybody I've told what I'm doing is like, oh my gosh, that's awesome. This place is haunted. That place is haunted. Like they're so into it. And I'm like, what happened to my hometown? This is not how I grew up. Like they would have stoned me before. I'm pretty sure. But no, it's pretty cool. We were actually in the paper in the local newspaper.
I saw
Cool.
that.
So-
I
Yeah, that was
saw
awesome.
that. That's awesome.
Yeah. So the place is coming around. Those skeptics are coming around, Kassy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm one of them still.
I think I am too.
Yeah. All right. Well, that was a whole 20 minutes. So what else are we going to talk about?
I actually have a question. Do
Yeah.
y'all you ever have any do you ever notice that during certain times of the month that activity will change for you when you're going out? You know what I mean? Like do you notice a difference
Yeah,
in either
I do.
activity or like responses or whatever? Do you notice changes?
I'll have to think about that. I don't know that I've ever paid attention.
I'm a baby YouTuber, a baby investigator, so I haven't. I don't have enough experience under my belt yet.
Tony, what
I've
about
been
you?
doing it. I've been doing it for about a year now, and yeah, I've noticed a little bit of a change. You know, whether it's with me or the atmosphere around me, just something's different.
Anything in particular, or do you just notice it's different?
I just noticed it's different. I haven't been able to pinpoint what it is.
Yep. Pay attention, you guys, because seriously, like things for me, and maybe it's just me. I don't know. This is why I'm asking. Things for me tend to get way more intense. I have way more vivid dreams of a psychic nature. I have a lot of precognitive stuff happen. I have a lot of activity pick up around my house. I have a lot of, if I'm out, I can guarantee stuff's gonna go down. So
Wow.
pretty much 9 times out of 10, it amplifies like none other. And then you have the moon cycle on top of that, you know, depending on what phase we're in on top of that. Look out!
Yeah. Now I'll have to go back and like think about our investigations and see if I can pinpoint something because I've never really thought about it.
And maybe I just get more sensitive. Like maybe it's just, I don't know. Maybe it's my energy. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. But a lot of weird stuff tends to go down.
It's interesting.
Putting it out there for people.
Does anybody in the chat has anybody else noticed that? What?
Josh, you can't. Josh is talking back there.
I heard him say something, but I couldn't hear
What did
he
you
said.
say? Oh, now he's gonna be quiet. I played the fifth. I don't want a frying pan to my head.
Yeah, I don't think that's exactly what we meant, Ronnie, but I'm sure you're correct. I don't know. That's I would really like to know now.
Yeah.
We should
It
all
could just be me. I don't know, but
do an experiment.
yeah.
John says he noticed it.
Tend to rely a lot on Keisha's vibes on certain stuff. Yeah, I'll tell you. There's some stuff that kind of freaks me out too. That I'll wake up and I'm like, oh my gosh, I know exactly what's going to happen here, here, and here, and here, and here, and it's like that's the only time in the month that happens.
Are you saying you turned psychic during that time of the month?
Well, I am anyway, but I think it amplifies during that time for me. But my body's just whacked, so I can't point you in any good direction there because it's just whacked.
Thanks, Queen Laura. We love you too.
Love you, girl. Not to mention menopause. Yeah. Oh, I totally read that wrong. Not menopause. I have heard a lot of stories about things happening during that cycle and then teenagers and puberty. And so, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think there's some connection.
Yeah.
Between.
I mean, it makes sense.
Mm-hmm. That's why we get along, because I am too.
You're not
Aren't we all a
wrong.
little psychotic?
Yeah.
Look at what we do.
Yeah, exactly.
30-minute alone challenge in the basement of some weird place where people were murdered. And yeah.
So
That's
we
normal.
were talking about doing that. Yeah.
Mhm.
So Josh has a lot to say, but he's not going to.
He's a smart man.
I clicked on the wrong one. I don't know what that says. All right, then. Okay. So, anybody have any other creepy stories you want to tell that hasn't been told yet?
Okay, so this is, I guess it's like,
Show off your psychotic. Tell me one that's like truly shows off the female psychotic side.
okay, well, no, I mean, this is just me being freaked out and investigating because I'm like I said, I'm like a brand new like investigator, right? I've only investigated 3 locations, and my screening tunnels episode, guys, that one, Keisha, you watched that, right? Yes. So I was so uneasy, and I can't even explain to you. And I know we're not really supposed to run away from things, but in that tunnel at one point, I looked at my friend Reese, and her face changed. Like she kind of looked like a little bit scared, but like startled. And I just looked at her, and she had backed up. But then I just took off down the tunnel, and then she's like, "Why are you running?" But that just explains how freaked out I was because I was never been that unsettled. I mean, mind you, I've not really investigated a lot, but I was so unsettled. And then during sensory depth, it was really interesting too. There's a lot of like that whole investigation was really kind of crazy, but what really weird thing happened there. Okay, good. Because I was like, even my friend Reese. So
oh my god, I don't. I'll have to look at it after this, son. Sorry.
Oh yeah. So okay. So then we're doing the sensory depth, and my friend. Oh, what am I talking about? Well, when I ran, she said that she started feeling really uneasy too, but I saw it in her face before she even like verbalized it. So that was like the weird part too about that. But also during sensory depth, I can't hear her, right? Because I have noise canceling headphones on. And she goes, "Kassy," and I'm like, "Yeah," but I'm only repeating what I heard.
I saw that part.
And then I left in the static cam footage because you'll see how startled I got when she tapped me because batteries were dying. That location, I went through 4 batteries in 2 hours. It was like so crazy.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
So that was really, really crazy. So then, but yeah, so like that whole tunnel thing, I recommend if you ever come up here, I'll take you to it. It's like a local legend kind of place. I really feel like, I'm not necessarily, the legend goes that there was a little girl who burned to death in the tunnel. But I really feel like people brought things there just because everyone, like it's a spooky tunnel. You know what I mean? So I think people brought things there. That's my insights on it. But yeah. It's weird.
I did watch that, and watching that part like right before you started running, I got creeped out watching it. Like I could feel it just watching you guys. So yeah. Mine is a tunnel also. I don't know if you guys have watched the Road to Nowhere tunnel.
Mm-hmm.
But
I want to go there so bad.
Up until that point, I was sorry. We got somebody new. Toni the Rock Fams. Hey, what's up?
Hello, Toni.
Came in from Twitter. So up until that point, I was kind of, whatever. This is all faked and nothing's real, right? Like, oh, maybe you get some funny feelings every now and then, or happen to catch something. So when I'm always seeing shadows like all the time, and I just assume it's like my vision. It's like normal, right? Like, I don't know. There's something wrong with me. I'm seeing things move out of the corner of my eyes. But when I saw the shadow figure and I looked over at John and he looked at me and said, "Did you see that?" And I realized somebody else saw what I saw. I was like, wait a minute. No. And I had him explain what he saw, and it was exactly the same thing I saw. So that was like my, okay, this might be real moment. Which then made me realize that everything I see all the time might not be my eyes playing tricks on me or just normal stuff. It might be real stuff.
Yeah.
So that was kind of like what got me thinking a little differently, if that makes sense.
Yep.
For sure.
Yeah. And then we chased it because
that's what you do.
yeah. Like if you saw it and I saw it, it's real. Let's get it.
I think there's something to tunnels, though. I think there's something to mines, and we've been into some mines, and you know, our tunnel experience was whack. Several of those experiences. There's something. I think the rocks hold on to that energy. They suck it up like a sponge, and you're surrounded by it. Not just like up to a wall. You're surrounded in it, and I think that plays a part. Because y'all know how our tunnel stuff went down. That was, and it only pushed me.
Yeah. Well, I'm still freaked out by your doll experience, just to be honest. That was like, I was really afraid for you watching that.
It was wild for a little bit. We didn't say everything, but it was wild.
No, but I mean, I could tell that you weren't saying everything. Yeah.
Yeah. That was kind of touch and go for a minute. But yeah, I think things have settled down. We've done a lot of, we haven't released another video, and I should, but things have settled down quite a bit on that one. We're just kind of
Good.
making sure, this is the make sure phase, that we're over what was there, because that was nasty.
It was, yeah, that was, and it was difficult to watch. Like, I want to support you guys and love you guys, but I was like, I don't want to watch this anymore because I'm getting very upset for Maryann. I want to like go save you.
Well, it was weird because, I mean, looking back, I kind of don't know why I took it. I don't know why I brought it with me. It was just kind of, it's like that. It's like I wasn't really thinking. I wasn't there. It was just like I just did it. And it's not like I don't have memory of it, but it's almost like it wasn't my memories, if that makes sense.
Like you were on automatic?
Yeah.
On autopilot?
Yeah, it was like it was somebody else. It's like I remember that, but I don't know. It didn't seem like it was me.
Probably wasn't. Yeah, I'm good at that. I could state the obvious.
Yeah. I'm just saying.
All right, Kassy. So, since it's going to be you and Reese, you are the only female-only team. So, what have you got coming up next?
Well, right now I'm mostly doing a lot of scouting locations. There is a cemetery that it was a battleground. So the Battle of Lundy's Lane. So it was one of the bloodiest battles during the War of 1812. So that I want to go there because there's an area of that cemetery that I walked in there because at Halloween, we did a photo shoot with the kids with their Halloween costumes in there, and all the kids were like kind of running around, and it was my husband and my nieces and my sister, and I walked into like this area that was like a huge tree, and then it was like a wrought iron fence kind of around it, and I walked into there, and it was like it almost like went so silent and so heavy in that area. So I'm 100% going back there. So I have to do it during daytime hours because it's a cemetery, and it's downtown Niagara Falls, and that's kind of not scary because of people, not because of ghosts.
Yeah.
Right.
People.
So I have to kind of be careful in that neighborhood. So I'll definitely going to be going there. Also, there is like it's called Balls Falls, but it's up like near like Jordan area. So it's about a half an hour, 40 minutes away. There's a ruins of a mine, or not a mine, but a mill there. I don't know if it's haunted, but I've been very drawn to it when I've seen pictures. So I'm just kind of curious. So those are kind of like the main ones. And then, so that I'm still like in this more scouting phase right now, just because I did the heavy hitters right off the bat, like Old Angel Inn and the Prince of Wales. So right now I'm just trying to get my toes in and connecting with people. That was like more of my thing right now. So
Yeah, awesome. Toni, have you got anything coming up?
Right now we don't. We're wanting to get back out to Elkmont. We just went out there this past weekend, and we were going to do an investigation, but kind of forgot it was Labor Day, and there was a lot of people camping.
Mm.
Oh, yeah.
And so when we got up there, it was getting about 10 o'clock, and then a bunch of kids come up, and we're like, well, there goes the investigation. You know, can't really do anything because everything will be thrown out. So, but we're looking to hit back up there again. We did hit the cemetery up there, and that was creepy. So I
love
definitely want to
cemeteries.
get back up there to that.
Awesome. Thank you, Melissa.
Woohoo! Good to see you, girly.
All right, Maryann, anything coming up?
You know it. You know it.
Anything you can share?
Yes. We are planning on doing some more Scaranoia / Randonautica videos. But there is some place I'm trying to get into. And it's not necessarily that it's hard to get into, it's just timing. It's the timing. It's a place called Ben Lomond Hotel. It's kind of an apartment / hotel building. It's been changed hands several times, but it's very, very old, and there's been a lot of deaths. Had a first-hand experience. Well, not myself. I'm sorry. Someone told me a first-hand experience that they had, where someone jumped off the roof, like right at their bus stop, and
Ooh, awesome.
yeah,
Why
a
are
lot of tunnels in that area.
hotels a hot spot? Hotels and apartment buildings are always like super
I think
hot spots.
I
Go
just
ahead,
think
go
it's
ahead.
people like it's so much energy and it's a constant rotation of people's energy. I think going through. I think that's why. Actually, I forgot we are investigating a hotel September 22nd. I forgot about that.
Ooh.
So
Can't wait. Do you know what else is kind of a hot spot too? Theaters.
Yeah,
Not
always.
not necessarily movie theaters, but you're talking about like theater,
Mhm.
live theater, because you got a lot of audience, a lot of backgrounds, a lot of people coming in there to watch it, but you also have all those strong emotions from the characters that they are emitting out night after night after night, all night long, practice, and who clears that energy out of there? Nobody. It's stuck.
We actually, I don't know if John knows this, so I'm telling you too, John, but we actually have an old theater near here that burned down. It was haunted before it burned down. Then it burned down and people actually died in the fire. And so now it's like a leveled parking lot. So I'm wondering, that's all still got to be there.
Very well could.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
very well could.
just a flat concrete spot now, but
Do your spirit box over there or something if you can get on there just to see. I mean, it doesn't hurt.
yeah. I mean, it's John says we got to go.
We gotta go.
Yeah, Sam just mentioned Kassy Cemetery is the next one we've got to hit.
Okay, yeah. John just messaged me and told me what we're doing next if you guys want to know. We're doing the Devil Dog Cemetery. It's a church and cemetery where they see a lot of black dogs, and the black dog follows your car. So, yeah. So we're going to try that out, see if we can get a black dog to follow us. It would be awesome.
Yeah, it would.
I would probably want to bring it home, though.
Bring some doggy treats.
my first dog was a gigantic black dog named Rocky. So every time somebody, and where he died, coincidentally, John, I don't think I told you this either. Where he died was where the local legend of another black dog is. That's been there for years.
Huh.
Wow.
He was ran over on the side of the road, but the lady that lives across the street told me she saw the car swerve off the road to hit him.
What?
Oh.
And I was thinking you've got to be the worst, most evil person on the face of the planet unless you're someone who has seen and been chased by this devil dog.
Huh. It's
Yeah.
still sad though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shoot.
He was 13.
Oh.
It's terrible. Very sad. But he was my devil dog.
Yeah,
No.
we have a devil dog too.
We are not looking for a new dog, Sam. We are looking to get rid of a small black demon cat. If anybody's
Yeah, I
listening.
was gonna say. Cat.
John is now on board with getting rid of the demon cat. So
Okay.
Uh-oh.
he's that bad.
Oof.
Or he's that awesome. So does anybody want him?
An awesome cat.
He's an awesome demon cat.
Is he still in that phase where he's up sleeping all day and then up all night just running around like a banshee crazy?
He's just insane all the time. I don't know that he ever sleeps. And he can't figure out the litter box.
Oh.
Ah.
I mean,
Shoot.
he uses it, but he uses everything else too, like kitchen counters and my kid's bed. And
He would become an outside cat.
Time to go.
Yeah.
Darn it, because he's cute.
he's adorable, but he's Satan.
Sounds like it.
He is bad.
Oh. He won't stop pooping.
It's,
Stop feeding it.
it's accurate. We changed his food, feeding him less. Hey, Lewis.
It's still pretty little though, isn't it?
Yeah, he's about 5 months old now.
Oh, well, you should know better.
He should.
He's old
He should.
enough to know better.
But he was like a street cat,
Mm,
and then somebody picked him up. So
Yeah. So he's used to being outside and just doing whatever
Yeah.
he wants.
just doing whatever he wants. Yeah.
outside
also-
cat, just like Toni says.
He's also a thug. Yeah.
Okay. Say no more.
Yeah.
Thug life.
Yes. Yes.
Watch
Hey,
this.
Sean.
Pounce on your face.
Hey, Sean.
Hey, Sean.
No, we're not going to do that. John, stop.
Oh, do you hear my cat? I don't know if you guys heard my cat.
I
He just
did.
got-
That
I
was-
did.
He wants to go outside, but it's pouring rain, and I'm like, he's not going out. He is an outdoor cat. He's like a super hunter. He kills red squirrels for us and brings them to us. Yeah. And he just
Nice.
killed a rabbit recently. That we were very sad about that one. But a full-grown rabbit he killed. We're like, and left it.
He's like,
Yeah.
dinner.
Yeah, I know.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
So Kassy,
Mhm.
your last live that you had, you were talking about your skeleton behind your shoulder and that you
Yeah.
were in school.
Or, I don't know how to
So-
point in this. Here.
The
Yeah.
other way.
always
Whichever way you're
backwards.
pointing, it's the other way.
There we go. Well, anyways, there, yeah.
So I'm just curious, like, how do you balance 5 kids and school? Like,
I
you
don't
have
know.
got to be Wonder Woman.
I really don't know. I thrive on chaos. I love things to keep going. Hence why I started school kind of out of the blue 2 years ago. I just realized I'm like, I want to become a massage therapist. So, and I just thought came my head I could help people that way. And I just went for it, and then I just kind of manage it. At the time, my husband was actually working out of town too, so that was even crazier.
Wow.
So, and then I started investigating too. I mean, that's always been a passion of mine. Not investigating. I didn't know investigating was a thing, but like, I just love chaos, I guess. And I'm very organized. I'm very like, have everything is,
Organized
you know what I
chaos.
mean? Yeah, that is like, I have to like, everything is like planned out. My kids are a little bit older. My oldest is going to be 13 and my youngest is 6 now. So like they are they are self-sufficient pretty much. So yeah, but I don't really know how I do it. So
that was really awesome to get in that stage because mine are 17 and 12 now, and I don't see them unless they are bleeding or, need something. I don't even know they're in the house most of the time. So,
That's like with my son. Unless I'm in this room, I don't know he's here because he's right next door to me.
Sean, just so we're clear, if you're watching, that message me on Insta, that's from John. He's wanting you to message him, not me. Clearing that up because John is me and I am he, and I don't know, I'm confused. But Kassy, I totally get it because I went to law school and I could not balance family life and law school, and I ended up with 3 months to go not being in law school anymore.
Wow.
So hats off to you.
Oh, thanks.
It is not easy. You are Wonder Woman.
Oh, thank you. I don't feel like it sometimes, but
It's not easy to juggle all that.
No.
It's really not.
No. And I
yeah,
couldn't.
oh, sorry, go on.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say right now I'm just in clinic because we have to have clinic hours. We need
Oh,
300. Yeah. We need 388 hours. But because of COVID, typically clinic is with school. Because of COVID, most of our was online, right? So now it's a year of backtracking. Basically, I'm hoping to get it done. So right now I'm only in clinic twice a week. Now, actually, normally it was once a week, but now I'm Wednesdays and Friday night or afternoons. So it'll go a little bit faster. But yeah, so right now it's not crazy intense though. Like beginning of August, we had our big school tests and stuff, so that was really hard. And then in a year, I have to go for my provincial licensing testing. So
when you'll be done in a year?
Hopefully, yeah. And then hopefully I'll pass first time around my provincials, and then I'll be registered massage therapist. So
awesome. Are you going to do private practice or go like a chiropractor?
Yeah, I'm going to work with my chiropractor. She's already kind of set me up to work for her. So.
Awesome. Oh, that's so good.
Wow, that's amazing.
Congrats to you on that.
Thank you.
Because it's a lot of work.
Toni might be needing your services for
Right
that
now I
leg.
do. I'm sitting here rubbing my leg.
Yeah, I saw that's what you were doing. How is your knee?
It's getting better slowly. Real slow.
Good.
What happened to it?
I had knee surgery back on the August 3rd.
Oh, okay. That's not fun.
It wasn't like a total knee replacement, but they cut it like a total knee replacement just to realign my kneecap.
And then
ouch.
That way. She is badass too because what was it, 4 days or 5 days after surgery you were with us at
11 days.
Okay, well still after having her knee cut open, she went to Brushy with us to investigate.
Wow.
Still had stitches in, everything.
Yeah.
Up and down steps and
my kind of girl. I had double jaw surgery, and what was it, like 20 days after that, my mouth's all wired shut and I'm out out doing my ghost hunting.
Can't keep us down.
I was like, I just needed, by that point I needed out because I can't sit. I can't sit for too long. I get antsy. I get crazy. I'm just like, let me out. I'm a caged animal. Just let me out. Yeah. I was done recovering. I wasn't, but I was done. I decided I was done.
Yes. So Maryann, what's something I've talked about Kassy's school and Toni's knee? What's something personal and going on in your life that maybe people don't know about? Give us some tea.
Oh, that is a loaded question.
Well, you're on here with girls, so you're going to get asked personal questions.
Josh is back there going, oh, shit. All right, well, we don't have another
Maryann's
hour.
Never coming on again.
Yeah.
Lost her.
Oh, I'm telling you, life is just lifing right now. It's so great.
I don't know if that's believable.
Fabulous.
Okay. All right.
I'm medicated. Let's just put it that way. I'm getting through medicated, y'all.
So
I
all
found
the
a thing called
information
CBD oil, and it's my best friend.
that was going to be my question. Are you prescription medicated or self-medicated?
Well, it's not illegal, is all I'm going to tell you. It's a little bit of both.
All right.
Hanging on by a thread. That's what we're doing.
It's okay. I have to ask
But-
that question all
But
day.
we're
at work.
loving the journey. That's the whole thing. You know, honestly, I have to say the channel that we started with the theme of love the journey, it kind of just came to us. And I think it's meant more to us than it has to anyone else because of, you know, life's a rocky road for everyone. We know that, you know, it's just going to do that. But there are some things where it'll hit you and it'll hit you hard and fast. And then it'll rain and pour and then lightning and thunder and, you know, here's a flood on top of that. From every direction. And there are some days where I have this little fleeting thought that runs through and it says, love the journey. And I'm like, that's all you say. You know, but you have to just kind of go, you know what? I have to take it because that's just what's coming. I don't have control over everything in life like I would like to.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you just have to roll with the punches and say, you know what? I love my life, even though it's a shitstorm. You know?
Love the shitstorm.
Yes.
Uh-huh. So that's just, you know, sometimes our show is actually a good reminder for me that no matter what comes, you love the journey.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because what else is there? You know, I'm not going to hate the journey. I don't want to be that type of person.
No, you don't get that time back that you spent hating.
Absolutely.
No.
It's a choice.
Yeah. Yep. Choose to be happy in this moment because that's the only one you have.
Mm-hmm. I'm not going to lie. It's not easy. It's not, I mean,
No.
you've seen a couple of episodes of ours where I'm like, I'm going to love this journey. I'm going to love this journey, even though I don't want to, but you know,
But that's what I
you're
appreciate.
faced with it.
is
So
that
you do it.
I appreciate the realness though, because it's not always really, really, really loving the journey. Sometimes it's just a little bit of love, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
But you know what?
You-
I'm always happy that I get through it. And that's the thing. You look back and you go, dang, I'm stronger than I thought because I did this. I went
Yeah.
through this. And, you know, there's some experiences we've gone through both individually and together where, you know, family members would say, you know, I wouldn't tell people this. I wouldn't tell people that. And I'm like, hell, I'm going to wear this like a badge of honor, man. Like I earned these stripes. Like
Heck yeah.
I went through this and it's not like, you know, I know I'm not the only one.
Yeah.
If we can
No.
be a strength to each other, why not?
Exactly.
Why not?
Exactly. That's what it's about anyway.
Yeah.
And so we have like 7 minutes left. So since we're all about para unity in the community and loving the ladies, maybe we should take a minute to compliment each other on something. A thought? And I can go. Who's laughing at that? Was that Josh?
That was Josh. I'm sorry you heard that. I was hoping no one would, but yeah, there it is.
I was going to say Sam's not in here.
That was Josh. I'm sorry you heard that. I was having surround sound now.
So you don't have to do it. I can do it because there is something about, I mean, I asked each one of you to come on for a reason. And so Maryann, yours is that you are so real. And I love that. Like you are just you. And I feel like we're soul sisters because I see who you actually are. And I really appreciate that.
Thank you. Awesome.
Yeah. Toni, you are like the best supporter. You're right there with everything that we do and you're sharing everything and you're really, you know, helping us out with everything. And I really appreciate that because
Thank you.
yeah, that's awesome. And it doesn't go unnoticed. We always see it. It's like Toni's the first one to share everything every time. Like she is on it.
Awesome.
Yeah. And Kassy, it's the same with you. Like you're on Instagram sharing everybody's stuff, supporting everybody. Did you hear? And he said no joke if you couldn't make that out. But yeah, like both of you guys are so supportive and well, everybody in the chat too, everybody in the community, so supportive. And I would never have been able to do this. Like, I know I said I went to law school, but I was terrified of talking in front of people. So John can tell you, the first few times that we went out and investigated, I wouldn't talk the whole time.
Oh, I remember that first time I met you. You were silent.
Yeah,
completely silent.
I wouldn't. But it really is all you guys that have made it so that I can talk a little bit more.
And here she is hosting the show.
It's kind of hard to get a word in edgewise with John, but
Now Keisha never shuts up.
he says, no, I never shut up. That is not correct.
That is all his fault, Keisha. That's all his fault.
Yes. So you guys can thank him for this because, I mentioned it as an idea, and then he just announced that I was doing it.
That's awesome.
On his live last week. So I was like, okay.
Josh goes, that's how we work.
It's like, all right.
Yeah, I get your feet wet.
Thanks.
That's why you put him in the corner, just he says.
Yes. Usually I'm in the corner. Tonight he's in the corner. So
it's fun change.
Anybody have anything else they want to?
No, it's not. I think it is. I think this is great. It is. I think this is an awesome show concept. I think it's a great idea to have that unity and to have the women being able to come together and share experiences and stuff and get real. I mean, I really, really enjoy this. This has been phenomenal, and I'm really grateful that I was asked to come on. So thank you, Keisha. I appreciate that.
Yeah, me too.
I'm grateful that you all were willing to do and not just willing to do it, but you were excited about it. That made me feel so much better about it.
Type yes in the chat if you want more of these.
John says type yes in the chat if you want more of these. Yeah, because I wouldn't let him set these up as a weekly thing because I wasn't sure that it was going to happen again. But we'll see.
Keisha knows me.
Josh. Was that Josh or was that you?
That was Josh. I don't have nothing here.
But Toni, you did amazing. You did a great job, except for, the men not cooperating in your house.
I can't do nothing about them too.
It's okay. We love them too. Apparently, I'm saying yes. Multiple times.
Oh, yeah, one of those was from me, by the way. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't have anything here.
All right. Well, it looks like we're going to be doing this again next week. Same time.
Nice.
I don't know who's going to be on, but somebody. Anybody have anything else they want to? Yeah. Anybody have anything else they want to say before we go?
I just love y'all. I think this is phenomenal. I do. I just think this is great.
Yeah.
I've had a blast.
Yeah, I love all you guys. You're all amazing.
And it's one thing to just see videos, episodes, but it's really cool to actually get to meet everyone too. A little bit, a little bit of an insight into you guys. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
And without
like this instead of like on the chat.
And it's different without the other half of the team too. I feel like a little bit.
Yeah.
Not that I ever want to be without the other half of the team, but you get to see more of the individual. So that's pretty cool.
Agreed.
Yep.
You rock.
You all rock. And thank you so much. We will be doing this again next week, I guess. Same time, maybe. So we need a topic really quickly, an issue to discuss. Anybody got any ideas?
The men that screw things up.
All right. So next week we're talking about
Patriarchy.
the patriarchy. John said. We're talking about Josh and John and how they screw things up.
They both have spark issues. Like I'm just saying, like he's got light bulbs on his hand.
What happens when you leave them unsupervised?
And just to let you all know that my sister is actually in the chat.
She is?
Yes, Tracy Wright.
Hi, Tracy.
Oh my goodness. Hi, Tracy. I did not know that was your sister.
Yes.
That's awesome.
That is awesome.
Topic of the live paranormal help.
Yes. We
Phone
need
apps versus spirit boxes. Chicken wings. I like that one. I haven't had dinner. That sounds really good.
My sister just messaged me. She said, "Love this."
awesome.
Wow.
I'm glad. All right. Well, we are out of time. So we'll come up with a topic and I'll let y'all know next week. But thanks so much. I really appreciate it.
Fun.
Thanks for
Have a good
having
night,
us.
everybody.
Ah!
Bye.